Really pleased with where we're heading in the direction we're heading defensively. I think you're seeing the development of a lot of our young players, and they're getting better every week, and our veterans that are stepping up and playing really well on Sunday. And I'm excited to see where this thing goes. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
How do you replace Leo?
I don't think that you ever look at it that way. I think that as far as replacing somebody, I think you look at it as that we got two veterans that are, ready to step in and step up in different situations, and you got to move some people around sometimes, and there's a challenge with that. But I mean, we're gonna, I'm not gonna sit here and say we're not gonna miss Leo. We're gonna miss Leo. I'm gonna miss the person, and and the guy himself. But I wish him nothing but the best of luck, and hope he does things well out in Seattle.
Wink, is there any scenario where it's the right play to, in the last 24 seconds of the game, play defense honestly the way you guys dominated the whole game, or do you have to back up into like a prevent soft coverage there?
I mean, you could say it's soft coverage. It's situational defensive coverage that worked pretty well in some games last year, and it's man under and three deep, and at that time you're playing the clock. You're not playing the offense. You're playing the clock. They had no timeouts. You're trying to tackle them in bounds, which makes them panic and go into a hurry up Hail Mary, if you will. But it just didn't work out that way.
What did you think? What did you think of the Kayvon offsides? I know he didn't seem to think that he was offsides there.
I support Kayvon. If he didn't think that, I don't think that. But they threw the flag. I've said that many a time standing up here. I don't think Roger Goodell's going to say, "Hey, hold on a second." I think that you're talking about a guy that's a young player in this league, and he knows situational football. He's mad at himself that it was even in question, and credit to the Jets. They made some plays there at the end of the game to win the game.
Kayvon's playing pretty much every snap the last couple of games. How comfortable are you with that workload? Is that sustainable? And what to say about him that he's able to do it?
I think there's other guys in the league that play a lot of reps. The good thing is that he's young. Do you want him to play all those reps? No, but sometimes as the way the game works out, do you want to have a play where he's not out there? And that's a testament to how well he's playing. So you say, hey, let's rest him, and then or go get him back in there. You know what I mean? And it's a thing that he's been working his tail off. We talked about pass rush a month ago, and when you're developing pass rushers, it's not just a straight arrow. Usually it's a roller coaster ride in developing those guys. But with him, and working with Drew, and consistently studying everything, you're seeing the growth of him as a pass rusher, and I'm really happy for the guy.
What's he doing better as a pass rusher?
Everything. He's everything from the classroom in there with Drew and studying the tackles, and he's perfecting his moves and counters and things like that, and he's taking advantage of situations when he gets in one-on-ones. And Jordan, I just think that, like, you guys know how I feel about Kayvon. I stand up here and say it every day. I told him, hell, I feel like I'm his attorney sometimes standing up here, but I really do. I think the guy's he's a great person, and he's becoming a leader of this defense as well. And I think that his hard work's really paying off for him.
When you look at what Dexter has been able to do over the course of last season and now this year, but the stretch that he's on right now, statistically, people talk about pressures and what he's been able to do for a guy who's lined up essentially over at the nose. Mm-hmm. For all the great ones that you've coached, can you put into perspective where Dexter is right now and what he's been able to accomplish?
Well, because I'm here and now and he's here and now, he's the best I've ever seen. I think that when I retire and we're drinking a glass of wine down in Florida, you can ask me that question. But I tell you, the guy is, he really is, he's unbelievable. And it's like, a man that big shouldn't be that athletic. We can all say that when you watch him. It's just, he he's playing at a high level. He's very confident in what he can do, and just like I said, Kayvon, every year, and every day that we spent with him, and Dre's worked his tail off with him as well. The assistants have done a great job defensively developing these younger guys. Look at Micah as an inside backer. Now it's not the same extreme as far as what you're talking about with Dex, but Dex he's a freak. He's a freak of nature.
How do you prepare for a receiver like Devontae Adams?
Well, I've said this before, Pat. I said he's one of the top 2 receivers in the league, and he's not number 2. I think that guy is. You can have 3 people on him, and he'll still come up with a catch. He's a competitor, and I think that it's going to be a great challenge for us, this weekend.
How important is it when a player...
I'm so glad you got your question in, Kelly. You've been cut off like 6 times.
Thanks for looking out. I appreciate it. How important is it that a player with Thibodeau's gifts wants to be great? Because in my career, for whatever that's worth, I think you see players and you say they just didn't fulfill. So how important is that quality?
I think when you look at players like that, maybe they can't fulfill them. Is why they don't fulfill them. You know what I mean? It's it's how we see that player. Maybe we see him better than they see themselves. But Kayvon is, like I said, he there is no ceiling on him on how good he can be. And it's his personality, it's his work ethic, it's how he was raised, it's all those different things that go into it, and how much he likes to receive coaching, and it's just like I said, he's a guy that I always want to be around, and that makes it fun to come to work.
You've talked about in the past how much you enjoy it here and how much you enjoy being here. What do you ever think about, just because it's coming up this week, Patrick Graham obviously was here and then left for there. That opened up the spot for you again. Do you think about that at all, or the circumstances of how you arrived?
No.
This week anyway?
Not really. I don't. I think, I've said this before too, wherever you're at, it's where you're supposed to be. And, this week with it being the Raiders, I do think about, Mr. Davis and my time that I was able to spend with him. It's just like I said before, it's those games where, just like Buffalo, we were talking about Brian going back to Buffalo. I think it's just one of those games that you look forward to. There's Raider fans here in Jersey that come up to me and they remember that when I was with them in Oakland, and it's a fun game to play in. If you're a historian of the league, Giants versus the Raiders, can it get any better than that? I know there's other rivalries, but that's 2 historic franchises. So, we're looking forward to giving it our best shot.
What do you expect from a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback? Obviously, not a lot of film on either one.
Yeah, I think that's a tough one. I think that the offensive coordinator, I've been in those shoes before, not mid-season as far as becoming a coordinator, but it takes a while for coordinators to find themselves as well. But you'll see his personality early in the game as far as the coordinator goes, and the rookie quarterback is going to be a rookie quarterback. The quarterbacks in this league, they can either come out and be real hot or quick games. I'm sure we'll see more screens than ever, especially on 3rd down, and things like that. But where they get the ball out of his hands quick. But it's going to be a great challenge for us because the kid has talent, and we know he's going to get the ball to 17, and we know he's going to hand the ball off to number 8. So I think who's ever playing quarterback, they're going to get the ball to 17 and hand the ball off to number 8. And there's some other, like Jacoby does a nice job for him as well out there. And you can't just fall asleep on the other guys. They have talent offensively.